Chapter 3. As soon as I heard the cock crow and saw by the light that it was break of day, I got out of bed and spoke to my wife as to what we should do next. First, said I, Fritz and I will make a tour of the coast and try to find some of the men who left the ship, for if they are here, they may be in want. But, said Fritz, who had heard me from his bed, why should we search for those who left us to die on the wreck? Well, I will tell you, said I. First we should do to them as we would wish them to do to us, not as they have done. Next, we know that they took no food with them, and we should not leave them to starve. And last, it may be that they can help us, though now they stand more in need of our aid. The boys were soon up, and we all sat down to a good meal. That done, Fritz and I got our guns. I put a pair of small arms in his belt, gave him a game bag, and told him to take an axe. I took some food for us both and a full flask, out of which we could drink if we should stray far from a stream. When we took our leave, my wife and the 3 boys were in tears. The dog Bill we left to guard the tent, but Turk went with us and ran by our side. We soon got to the banks of a stream, but then had to make our way down its course. It took us some time to reach the seashore. There was not a boat to be seen, or any sign that the ship's crew had found the land. We left the shore and went through a wood full of tall trees. Here Fritz struck some hard thing on the ground with his foot, which we found to be a cocoa nut. He gave it a blow with his axe and broke the shell, and we both sat down to rest and eat the nut. At the end of the wood, we came to a plain which gave us a clear view of the place. Fritz, who was on the lookout, ran off with Turk to some strange trees that he saw on the right. When I got up to him, it gave me no small joy to find that it was a gourd tree. Try, said I, if you can get hold of one of those queer lumps that grow on it. With that he brought one down, and we had a look at it. Now of this, said I, we can make a plate, a dish, or a flask. Wild men set great store by its shell, which they use to hold their food and drink. We then set to work to make plates of the gourds. When we had made some 8 or 10 bowls and some flat ones for plates, we laid them out in the sun to dry and then went on our way. We could see not far off a grove of fine palm trees, but to reach them we should have to pass through reeds and long grass. I knew this was just the place to find snakes, so we each cut a cane, that we might beat them off should we meet with any. As I took hold of my staff, I felt a gum or juice ooze out of the end. I put my tongue to it and found it of a sweet taste. This led me to suck the reed, and I then knew that we had met with the sugar cane. By this time Fritz had done the same, for I could see that he held his cane to his mouth. Do not suck too much of it, said I, or it will make you ill, but let us cut some of the best and take them back with us, for those at home will prize so great a taste. It did not take us long to reach the place where the palms grew, and then we sat down in the shade to eat the food we had brought with us. Do you see those nuts at the top of the trees, Fritz, said I. To be sure I do, but they are far too high to reach. Look, look, he cried, there are some monkeys. Let me have a shot at them. Do not do that, I said, and held his arm. It will do us no good to kill them, and I think I can make use of them. With that, I threw some stones up at the tree where they were. Though they had got safe out of my reach, they then made a loud noise, took hold of the nuts that were near, and flung them straight at us. The trick made Fritz laugh, who soon had hard work to pick up the nuts that were thrown at him. We broke some of the nuts and put the juice of the canes in the thick white cream which forms close to the shell, and this made us a dish that Fritz said was fit for a king. Fritz and I then made fast some nuts to a string, which I tied round my waist, while he took up his canes, and we both set off on our road home.